So hi guys. So today the main topic is the engineering part when building the MVP. As a software engineer in our team, which is our team name is Exibis, the exit with the Excelsior with the Cibis. Um, the basically we try to build MVP in it's already made. It's like almost made 95% and 93%. So this is really how it looks like. So this is there's a run. This is the called the run trick. So the the user can learn the like whatever language really easy, and they can just practice the what is programming in this in our website. And since there we already made like perfect curriculums for the users, so user have to click this our curriculums, and the user can read this, and this content is really I try to put like 100% effort on making this on read quality as much as possible tutor content. Sorry, my brain is not working. I try to I did my best to increase the quality of this tutorial content, and also a user can run this code, and user can read, and user can run this, and if it is finished, user can click next lesson to go to the next tutorial. If I click this lesson, of course there's like ChatGPT here, there's like chatbot here, and you can of course practice it. And there's also there's like the challenges, there's challenge exercise that the user have to give some kind of given value that we predefined. Example, this print has to be I have 3 apples. Since this 3 is number type, the integer type is not gonna be working. So if I put this 3 here, it's gonna work. Or if I put str apples, it's pretty work. But if I type like 2 here, it failed. Try again. And if I complete, if I complete it, I go to the curriculum page of it. So this is really how our website looks like. And I also made for the dark mode. Also, dark mode is pretty good. And it also I also make it like really responsive like this. Oh, it's like, yeah, I make it really responsive. So user can read it, user can open the chatbot via here. I think there's something wrong with the issue, but still the user can read this content from the mobile, and it's not really launched yet, so we're just gonna launch next week, whatever stuff. So but I think it's really kind of good to say about like engineering part of why building MVP. The building MVP requires really it was really kind of hard, because the reason why it was really hard is because since this is what it is AI era, everyone, and include like 12 years old, even the person who never had experience of coding, can build web application using whatever cursor, whatever stuff. But however, since kind of there's a lot of like duplicated and there's like similar design when using this kind of vibe coding platform, there's of course there will be similar design of it, and there's will be lots of bug of it, and they trying to focus on the building style rather than on how users think of it. The reason why we chose like AI coding platform is because the I think these coding skills is kind of becoming is becoming really kind of um, general general study example. I think it's gonna be like math in like 5 or 6 years later, because everyone can code, every can make something because they can just ask question to the AI. But since what they don't know, if they don't know what's the basic program syntax, they don't know how the AI get the answer from the question. So I think it's like a calculator of it. I mean 1920s, there was no calculator, and we already know how to do math. But if you don't know how to do the math, and if you type something in your calculator, you don't know what's happening under the hood. Why the answer is like why 2 plus 3 answer is 5. So we just, that was kind of background of why we made it. But let's skip it. So the engineering part was kind of really hard. The chatbot, since chatbot requires some kind of SSE, the server side event, and with the query, with the fetch query. Example, I send some kind of event of it. I type some kind of input and I hit the enter. So there's gonna be massive event of it. So since there's event of it, you have to see those kind of type writing animation or whatever stuff on the response of the chatbot. But after the receiving, you can call API to refresh this kind of data. But since the refreshing this kind of data is really kind of there will be like pressure on the server, because what I know about database is, as a front-end engineer, I just look at the database. The database is not really just storage, not just storage. Example, if you look at database, there's gonna be DB indexing. There's gonna be index file, and there's gonna be some kind of, if there's like MongoDB, there's gonna be another algorithm for NoSQL thing. So those kind of thing, and the chatbot, reading chatbot history is kind of long, and it could be more issue on the database if it's like 1,000 people is doing it at the same time. So our client has to reduce these API calls. But why? Because normally the expense from the API calls, or if there's like something wrong with your database or the server database, the reason your server, the cost of server, the reason why the server costs a lot is because the client mostly they put some kind of code that call API unnecessary. So if there's like a lot of API calls, there's getting more issue on the server, so there's getting more cost of it. So my goal was to reduce this kind of DB query with the whatever stuff. My goal was to reduce API calls. So if there's, after sending input or request some kind of question from the chatbot, and chatbot we're gonna give the response, right? But after giving response, I don't call API to get whole thing as a refresh thing. I just put into local storage cache. So there's no API calls, but there's already some kind of data that you just think, oh, there's gonna be some API call of it. So it's like tricking it. But if they enter the first page of it, of course you're gonna call the API. But if it's like if it's like if it's like some kind of like fetcher button, I don't call API because I don't want to put some kind of cost on it. But this is kind of be like over engineering part in the MVP, but I don't know, because since there are lots of bytecoder, the users how to say it, they mostly like 3 years like before the normal website. This is like, let's say this is like simple website. Everyone was not able to make simple web application. So even we launched the simple MVP without even a little bit engineering, user can just look at it and they just distinguish the idea. If it's good, and they just say, wow, this is perfect, or that. But if it's, but this kind of like, how to say it, but the standard of the web application is really increased because since bytecoder they make some kind of bunch of web applications, the user expectation goes really high. So we just doing it, but even like those kind of thing, even the design, we use AI for it. There's no designer of it. I am front-end engineer. I did our own design, and I did all the I'm also product owner of this team, and I'm the team leader of it. There's only 2 people here. Yes, here, like this part. So I think the most hard part was like building MVP was like chatbot. I had to think about how many API calls I have to think, and next thing is the mobile, because a lot of people like using smartphone. They have to think about. I have to think about the mobile thing. I know this is like MVP, but to this thing, guys, your idea is good. You have, if you're to this thing, guys, is your idea doesn't fit your market. Nobody likes your product. You have to think. You have to make, or you have to get like lots of user. You have to make a lot of users to use your product. Since to doing it, you have to make some kind of the product that user can test it without no effort. If it's not responsive, you're just gonna leave your page without checking your product. So I think this was kind of like, and not really kind of engineering part. It's kind of like telling about my story of like engineering part while building MVP. And there's also like, I think sorry, my brain is not working. I didn't sleep like so well, so I don't know. So sorry guys. Have a nice day next time. Bye bye.